tell me if this...
Okay, so we have to talk about...
Do I look at you?
Oh, you can look at me. You can totally look at me. Okay, so by the time... This is going to go up tomorrow, so it'll be 2 days ago. But last night's Arrow, whoa! And all I keep hearing from everybody that I'm speaking to is that 5 is the one that we should be waiting for.
I'm excited by... rarely do you have a year where you feel like you have so many that you're that excited about. You know, there's always a couple where you're like, oh, I hope we get through this one. Or
Yep.
But honestly, everyone is bringing their game, and there's lots of reveals in each one. You know, I quite honestly, I knew there was the big. I knew we were dealing with Sarah a bit in this. I mean, and so I thought there would be that kind of response in 4, and then I knew the end reveal.
Yeah.
You know, the which we wanted to sort of reveal. You know, the villain of the show this year a little earlier, et cetera, et cetera. So we knew that, but I didn't think people would be as shocked in the way that they were, perhaps because part of the story got out. I don't know, but there was a really great response, and it's true. If they're that sort of shocked by that, I think there's some other great kind of twists and turns coming that hopefully are equally kind of rewarding for everybody.
Well, talk a little bit about casting Katie, because she was really fantastic.
She's great. You know, it's always... When you're casting any role on the show, especially a moving train, you know, when you're starting from the pilot from scratch, it's like you're doing a dinner party where no one's come yet, you know?
Yeah.
But when there's a dinner party that's already going on, and you're trying to add an element into it, you're looking for, I think, elements that that actor or actress might have that, you know, will change a little bit the DNA of the show, you know?
Yeah.
And she has both... And hopefully we dramatize it, you know, but both an innate toughness and an innate vulnerability that I think, you know, a lot of times we're taught can't go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. You know, particularly with female characters, that like, oh, they have to just be tough or a bitch, or they have to be really sweet and sincere. Like most people are both. You know, most people have all those qualities, and she really exemplifies that. And we try and, I think, you know, exploit that with the character.
Well, I was going to go into this a little bit later, but since you brought that up about female characters, that's actually, I mean, that's been a big controversy lately about whether or not they, you know, when they say strong female characters, that they just have to be like a guy.
Yeah.
And so it was really interesting to see her with both sides, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like, we pretty much have as much or more female writers on the show than we have even male writers on the show, to be honest. So, you know, I think they're obviously very vocal about like what they think they'd like to sort of see dramatized and portrayed, and characteristics and how to write that. And not to say that men and women can't write men and women separately, but it engenders a great conversation, I think, about, well, what qualities or, you know, what are the best ways to sort of portray that. And so, but... you can't do any of that without having an actor that can pull it off. And so we did a chemistry test we saw a bunch of people, like we did with, you know, Grant, who's coming up to play the Flash. Both those parts were, we knew, probably our 2 big key pieces of casting this year. You know, and in addition to Sebastian Blood, you know, and Kevin. So, but I had worked with Kevin previously last year on Golden Boy, and so I kind of knew, you know, all the great wonderful things he was capable of. But those 3 pieces of casting were kind of essential, and we did chemistry tests for both with Katie, with Steven, and that went very well, and was also taught us a lot, you know. And then we did a chemistry test for Grant